And we're back, Jonathan.
Another episode of the Road to Code.
Wow. Just these episodes just keep going and going, huh?
Yeah, it's just nonstop.
Nonstop. That's
I
right.
lost track. I lost track of how many we're doing already.
Wow. I know. Me too. Like, where are we? Who knows? We're just gonna keep on pumping them out. So cool. All right. Well, let's jump into some merch. What do you got?
For merch, we have some merch available. Yes, we have women's t-shirts, men's t-shirts, and also mugs.
But the tote bags are gonna go away.
They're going away.
Oh, they're not gonna provide them anymore, are they?
Nope. That's gonna be it.
Darn it.
But, so you could just go onto our website and purchase one of these, or
Where's our website?
our website. Oh no. Oops.
What's the URL?
The URL is theroadtocode.net, and we have a merch tab right here.
So you just click on the official merch. It'll take you right to the place where you can get the merch.
Yeah.
But Jonathan, we're poor.
Mm-hmm.
Probably most of our listeners are poor, just like us, you know? Or wait, is it poor or broke? Which one is it?
It's broke.
Broke. Yeah, we're broke. So if we can't afford this merchandise, how do we get free merchandise?
All you have to do is enter our giveaway. We're having once a month at the end of the month.
Every last Sunday of the month.
Every last Sunday of the month.
Got it.
And we're giving away free merch. And
so
all you have to do is subscribe if you're not already, and comment on any one of our videos.
So you can subscribe if you haven't. If you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is, where do we go for the YouTube channel?
It's on GrowingUpJon.
So it's youtube.com/growingupjon.
Yeah. And this is my channel right here. All of the Road to Code content.
All right. So if you're already subscribed, just comment on any video. But what if we have nothing to say, Jonathan?
All you have to do is write, "Show me the merch."
Wait a second. So you're saying that they would just say, "Show me the merch," and that's it? They got it? Whoa. What happened?
Yes,
what?
Got it. We have merch.
We got merch. This is simple. That's all we got to do.
That's all you got to do.
If you already subscribed, put something in the comments on any of our videos that says, "Show me the merch," and you'll be like us.
Yeah. Rocking the Road to Code merch.
That's right. Let me go ahead and finish up drinking my water here. Sounds pretty easy to me, Jonathan.
Yeah.
We should have a ton of people joining us, huh? With this merch.
Rocking all the Road to Code merch that we have.
That's right. Cool. Jonathan.
Yes.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
All right. Let's continue on with Goontax.
So Goontax, where we last left off was that we created a store procedure to give us the list of the list of contacts that we needed to display on the home screen, right? Mm-hmm. And we kept on pushing it up, from like hard coding it to an array, to an API, to an AJAX call. And then we finally pushed it up to the API, but everything's still hard coded, right? We should have some data in the database. So if we open up the SQL Server and execute that store procedure, what do we have? So we go to databases, go to UntaxDB, go to the programmability, and then store procedures, right click and execute. Execute store procedure. Yep, go ahead and hit OK.
Oh, there it is.
So this is what we should get back. We should get back these 3 records. And so what we need to do is we need to create an object that matches this structure. So we're going to need an object with ID, full name, is deleted, address, email label, phone number, extension, and phone label. So yeah, let's go and create an object. We need an object so that we can receive this data. And this is a structure it needs to match. So let's go into Visual Studio. And this is a contacts, right? Oh, wait, I think we already have a contact item. Let's go look at what contact item has. So we have the ID, we have the name, we have the email. Let's go look at the structure again. Can we put them side by side?
Whoa.
You could just unpin it. Yeah, okay. So we have an ID. Over on SQL Server, can you scroll to the right, to the left? Yeah. So we have an ID, we have the full name. So instead of just name, we need full name. But that's going to cause a problem. Well, we're going to have to fix it in the UI then. That's fine. We'll fix it in the UI. And then instead of
Email.
I'll tell you what, Jonathan. Instead of changing the full name, let's just call it name.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is in the store procedure, instead of returning full name, we're going to go ahead and change it to name. So let's go and open up. So you're going to go to View and Object Explorer. Yeah, there we go. So right click on, oh, do you have that store procedure saved anywhere?
Yes.
So let's go to File, Open. I think it'll be better if you do it from SQL Server.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go to File, Open. File. Actually, you need a file.
Oh. Addresses?
No. Go back up.
People? No.
No. Okay. Well, what we could do. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. What we could do is we can right click on that store procedure and modify. Modify. Yeah. And let's get rid of lines 1 through 7. And then on line 1, it'll be create or alter. Yeah. Okay. And let's go ahead and on line 6, instead of full name, let's just say name. On line 9, instead of address, let's just say email. Oh, hang on. It'll be address as email. All right. And I think that should be good. We'll modify everything later, but I think that should work because we have the phone number. Yeah, the phone number is already there. We should be good. We have some extra information, but you can always return more information from the database without having to use it. So let's go ahead and Control E to execute this. All right, and let's go back to our code.
What is this? Oh, yeah. Get out of here.
All right, so we have the name, the email, the phone number. This should do it. Okay, cool. Go ahead and save this, and let's go back to our controller. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go to View up in the menu. Solution Explorer, the very first one. Yeah, okay. And let's see. Let's go ahead and collapse all this stuff. Let's see where we're at. Okay.
Oops.
Yeah. So we have the model. We have the controller. Let's create a folder called data. Add folder. And let's just call it data. Yep. And then let's go ahead and right click in here. And we're going to add a new class. Yep. And let's call this, is it contact list? Contact item list? What are we, what's the name of the variable? Can you move that window to the right? Go ahead and drag that window over to the right. Contact list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's call it contact data. Yep. And go ahead and add that. And so this essentially is going to be your data access. So let's go ahead and do you have, go ahead and open up your significant event project. Go ahead and right click on Visual Studio and open up a new instance. And let's open up significant solution. And let's look at your history. And let's go ahead and collapse everything to Control MO. And let's look at line 92. Go ahead and expand line 92. So this is essentially what you're going to call. This is a code that you're going to need in order to call the contact list XStore procedure.
Okay.
Make sense?
Wait, say that again. Contact.
This is essentially the code that we're going to need. So instead of on line 92, instead of returning a list of history response, you're going to return a list of contact item.
Okay.
So let's do, instead of calling it get all, let's call it get contact list. So let's go ahead and create a method. So it'll be public. And then you're going to return a list. And you're going to do the less-than sign. Yeah, you remove the space. And this is going to be contact item. And then bring in the namespace for that contact item. So hover over it.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Bring in that. Okay. And so we're going to call the method. So that's what it's going to return, right? It's going to give you a list of contact items. We're going to call it get contact list. So that'll be the name of the method. Get contact list. And then open close parenthesis and open close outside of the parentheses. You're going to do open close curly braces to start the body. All right. And let's go back and look at that. Go back to the other version of Visual Studio.
Oops.
Uh-oh. What is Cora barking about? She barking at the birds?
No, somebody just came home.
Oh.
Cora.
Okay. So we need to establish a new list, right? Like on line 94, we need to go and do that. Okay. List, contact list equals response, or I mean, is a response. So essentially line 94 is what we need to duplicate on our other Visual Studio. Except we're going to do the list, contact list. Yep. Contact item, sorry. My bad. And that's going to be the response is equal to new it's line 94.
New list contact. I'm going to do contact list again.
Contact item.
Contact item.
Yep. And then open close parenthesis and finish that off with a semicolon. All right. And let's go ahead and enter a couple of times. And the goal is that we need to return this response. Okay, so right now we can just say return RESP. So that will give us an empty list. So go ahead and finish that off with a semicolon. That'll give us an empty list. But in reality, we want to populate that list with what we're getting out of the store procedure. Mm-hmm. So let's go look at the other version of Visual Studio and let's look at what we're going to put in between. So we'll start at line 96 or 95.
Using SQL connection
Exactly.
string.
Yep.
New SQL connection.
So we're going to be doing a using before that. That goes in between. Because the goal is to populate that response, right? So you could just using tab. And then in here, we're going to say SQL connection. And then we'll call it CONN. And that's going to be equal to, equals goes inside of the parenthesis. New, yep. And then open close parenthesis again. And we need a connection string. So go ahead and just put con string, is it? And then close the parenthesis again. Okay, so go ahead and press enter. So it's complaining about SQL connection. So let's hover over that and let's see what it's complaining about. Show potential fixes and install the package SQL data SQL client down at the bottom.
Oh,
install that package, install the latest version. Yep. So that'll install that. And you'll notice that on line 4, it included that namespace, right? but we're still missing our connection string. So let's go back to the other version of SQL Server. Visual Studio. And on line 95, where does that come from? That connection string. Oh, you see when you highlight it, it highlighted line 12.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a private string
Before the public class.
Inside of your public class.
Or inside.
Yep. It's a string. Not a sting, but a string. And then semicolon. And give me a blank line there. So let's replace let's replace line 17 with that connection string. All right. However, how does that get populated? Let's go back and look at the other version of Visual Studio. So let's go ahead and right click on it and find all references. Oh, that's too many. Let's see. How about that last one where it says constring equals constring? Let's go click on that last one. So we need a constructor that receives a connection string, and then we can assign it, right? Because we're going to be using dependency injection. Mm-hmm. So this constructor, remember the constructors come for free, no charge. But when we want to override it and change the behavior, we need to create our own constructor. So let's go to the other version of Visual Studio, the one that we're working on. And after line 22, give me a couple of blank lines. In here, we're going to type in CTOR tab. And this gives us a constructor. So this is what gets called when it constructs. By default, you get this. This comes for free, free as in beer. But we want to override the behavior. We said, we don't want the default constructor. We actually want to do something. So if we go look at the other version of Visual Studio, let's go see what's going on there. See how we're receiving the parameters?
Yeah, connection string.
And then we assign it in there.
Okay.
It'll be lowercase c, uppercase s. And then you can, inside, you would assign uppercase c from the lowercase c.
Construct.
Capital S, yeah. And then don't forget your semicolon.
There we go.
All right, so we have it all set up for dependency injection. And that's essentially what we want to be able to use, right? Whew, man, that was a lot of setup, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to, so we need to start filling in line 19, right? We've established our connection string. We said, hey, we're going to create a connection to SQL Server, and here's the connection string that we're going to use. So now we need to start populating line 19. Let's go look at what's the equivalent to that. Scroll down. So that starts at line 97. So now we need the command object.
SQL command, new SQL command.
Yep. It's another using statement. So using tab. And it's a SQL command. And we'll just call it CMD. And that's going to be equal to a new SQL command. And then open parenthesis. And then we're going to give it the name of the store procedure that we're going to call. So we need to put that inside of double quotes. And you remember the name of the store procedure? We'll have to go look at SQL Server. SP_contact list.
Okay. SP_contact list.
And then outside the quote, we want to do comma, and we're going to pass in the connection, CONN, and then close your parenthesis.
Close it again?
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then press enter. And that'll put us, get rid of that empty line. And then, so we'll go to start to line 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've created our connection, and then we've created our command, and we've given it the connection that it's going to use. And we've told it what store procedure it's going to call. So let's go back to the other Visual Studio, and let's see what else we need to do. So command type, right? Line 99.
Type store procedure.
Yep. Let's go put that in there. So if you go back, go ahead and backspace 3 times. Sorry.
Command type.
Yeah. Store procedure. Yeah, get rid of type, and then you'll type in store.
Oh.
Yep, there it is.
I don't need the system data.
No, you don't. Go ahead and look at, see what's missing. You need to use the using statement though. So that brings it in on line 4. And what else are we missing there?
Semicolon. There we go.
All right, let's go see what's next.
Connection, open the connection, and the reader.
Yeah.
Reader. Data reader.
It's open, close parenthesis, and then semicolon. What's next?
The connection reader. SQL data reader.
You could just call it reader.
It's called command.execute reader.
All right. What's next?
While reader read.
Okay. So you can just type in while tab, and then you can do reader.read. Reader.read. And then open, close parenthesis. And press enter. Oh, interesting. It doesn't do it correctly for you. All right. What else do we need to do?
Reader read. We're going to do contact list.
It'll be contact item, right?
Item.
Yeah.
Contact item BR equals mapper.
So you could call it CI instead of BR for short for contact item equals mapper
reader.
And then semicolon. All right. So that mapper method doesn't exist, right? So you need to generate it. So you can go ahead and hover over it, show potential fixes, and generate the method for you. It's not going to do a whole lot. It's not going to put anything useful in there. But let's go look at what that mapper has in the other Visual Studio. So you can right click and go to definition and expand it. So basically we're just mapping the results of the reader, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to create a contact item. We'll call it CI equals new contact item. And then we'll start mapping the information the same way you did here.
Okay.
So go ahead and override line 36. And we'll create contact item. Yep. CI equals new open close parenthesis. All right. Okay. And now we can go ahead and start mapping.
Okay.
So it'll be ci.id equals reader dot get int get int 32. Yep. And then open close parenthesis, open close double quotes. And what are we looking for?
ID is
ID, right?
yeah.
Capital I, lowercase d. All right, let's go look at the other ones. Yeah, so that's essentially what you're going to do. You're going to have to go through that whole thing. So what's the next field? CI dot name, right? It's not full name, it's just name. Yeah. Reader dot. And this is a string, so we're just going to do get string. Actually, it's name, I think. It's the name of the field.
Then we have
Email. It's another string that you're going to get. And last but not least, phone number. And it's a string as well. I think it's phone numbered, right?
looks right.
Yeah. What else do we have to do with that method?
Then we have
Let's go look at the other one.
return.
So we got everything. We just need to return it, right?
Yeah.
We need to return the result, which is the CI.
Just return CI.
Cool. So that brings us back up to line 27, right? Because we just executed the mapper.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a CI. So let's go look at the other one, what comes after the mapper in the other version of Visual Studio.
add our response add, and then close the connection.
Okay. So inside the curly brace.
Oh, whoop.
Yeah, here we go.
Response
Dot add.
add.
And then you have to put it inside of parentheses. CI. Yep. Yeah. So let's look at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So actually 24. So 24, we say, hey, go and execute the reader for the store procedure because we're expecting some results back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because you're expecting more than one row of data, you're saying while the reader continues to get new rows, we're going to go ahead and execute line 27, which basically goes and maps the result for that one row. And then once we map the results for that one row, we get a contact item. And that one contact item, we're going to add it to the response. And the response on line 17 happens to be a list of contact items.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we're done reading all the records, it could be one record or it could be 1,000 records, but it's going to sit there in that while loop until it finishes reading all the results. And then after line 29, what do?
Close the connection.
Nice. Cool. So let's go to the top of this class and we need to create an interface. So right click on line 11, right click on contact data. And let's go to quick actions and refactoring, the very first option. And let's go to extract interface, second from the last. And yeah, that's exactly what we want to call it. And we have that one method. So go ahead and hit OK. It creates our contract. So let's go look at what's inside that contract. Go to definition. And it has that one method because that's the one method that we're saying, hey, when you call iContact data, we guarantee that this is the method that's going to be there. And this is the result that you're going to get. So it's just an agreement.
All right.
All right. And we need to put that agreement in the startup. So second from the bottom, file, startup. We need to add it to, you can add it around line 25. Sorry, hang on. Is that right? Yeah, line 25. You could do services.add scope. And then less than. And then inside, you're going to say I contact data, comma, or comma, contact data. So you're saying, here's a contract and here's the concrete class that has everything that you need. So let's hover over those and let's fix it. Well, go over contact data. That's what it's complaining about. Go ahead and show potential fixes and using. Yep. And let's go ahead and do open close parenthesis outside of the greater than sign. Yeah. And then semicolon. However, contact data needs the connection string. So let's go back to the other version of Visual Studio, and let's go look at that startup file, and let's go see how we insert the connection string. So it would be equivalent to 27 or 29.
Okay. So service provider. Inside the parentheses.
Inside the parentheses. Inside two more parentheses. I think it's a capital S. Yeah. And hover over that. I think you need to bring in a space, namespace. Let's see. Hang on. Oh, go ahead and click on a blank area again. I think go ahead and hover over it. There you go. Using system. All right. Go ahead and continue with the code.
Service provider. New.
So you need the fat arrow. It'll be in between the closing parentheses.
New contact
data. Yep. And then open close parenthesis. And then you have to give it the
connection.
How do we get the connection string? Is it just const string? Let's go look at the code. Where's that coming from? Oh, look at, we have to do line 25 as well.
String connection string. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Control Z, Control Z. Let's go back and copy that again. There you go. We can get rid of that extra line 29. All right. So now we've configured the dependency injection for that iData.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to contact data. This is complete. And now we need repositories. So let's go ahead and create a new folder under guntox.webapp. Add folder and call it repositories. And let's go look at repositories in the other project. Let's go to View and Solution Explorer. So repositories. So let's go look at your history repository. And it would be equivalent to the get all, line 43.
Okay. Public list. Creating a new file here.
Yep. Add a new class.
Class.
Add. New, yep. And here you would call it contact list repository. Capital C. Or actually it'll be contact repository, sorry. Yeah. All right, let's go look at what we got. So if we copy, we need to do the same thing on line 45.
Oh yeah. All right. So it's a public list. Get all.
Contact item. And then you're going to need to bring in that namespace. So if you hover over it. Yep. And then you can just call it the same as you did in contact data, which is get contact list. And open close parenthesis, and then open close curly braces to start the body of the method. All right, let's go see what else needs to get done.
List. So we're creating a list and then the contact item.
RES for response or RESP. Yeah. So I think you got contact item instead of contact item. There we go. And that's going to equal to a new it's actually a list.
List.
The same as you have it in the beginning. Yeah. There you go. And then open close parenthesis and semicolon. Cool. Well, hang on. Let's look at the equivalent. Go back to the other Visual Studio. It wouldn't be a new one. We basically would be getting from the history. So in this case, we're going to be getting from the contact data. So there's a little bit of a setup that we have, right? See how on line 12, we have the iHistory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have to do the same thing. We have to do the contact data. So it'll be iContact data inside the class. Yep. iContact data. It'll be a private. And then bring in a namespace for that. Yeah. It'll be contact data, capital. Is it underscore?
Yeah, it was underscore.
Contact data.
Oh.
Contact.
How do I keep pushing E? I need to light. There we go.
All right. Give me a blank line. And then we need the constructor, right? So after line 17, let's do CTOR, tab. And let's put a blank line in between 17 and 18. And the parameter, we need to send in the parameter.
Which is, it's going to be
iContact data. This would just be lowercase contact data. Inside the parenthesis. And then on line 21, you would assign the value to underscore contact data.
So iContact data.
No, it'd just be underscore contact data. Equals contact data. Whoa. Lowercase contact data. It's the parameter. Yep, there it is. All right. So let's replace on line 16. Let's replace the new list with underscore. Go ahead and get rid of the new. And get rid of the list all the way to the end. Yeah. This is going to now be replaced with underscore contact data dot get contact list. There we go. Open close parenthesis, semicolon. And yeah, let's go look at what else we need to do. return it.
Return this.
Yeah, wrong place. Wrong
Oops.
place.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Semicolon. Cool. So now we need to extract the interface from this one. So let's on line 10, right click on the contact response repository, sorry. And quick actions and refactoring. The very first selection. And then second to the last, extract interface and hit OK. And that'll give us an interface.
All right.
And you'll notice that on line 10, it automatically puts in that iContact repository as a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to go back to the startup file. And we need to do the same thing for iContact repository. So you can do that on line 27, 28, 27. Yeah. Oh, actually do it after line 28. Sorry about that. So in here, you do the same thing, services.add scope. And then, yeah, less than. It'll be iContact repository. You're going to have to spell it correctly. You got the capital C and then repository. Repa. Get rid of the S, R-E-P. Yep. And then go ahead and bring in that namespace. Yep. And then comma contact repository. So you're mapping one to the other. Contact repository. There you go. And then open close parenthesis and semicolon. So that'll give us the dependency injection. We're allowing the startup to go and inject all our dependencies. It's like, we don't even want to worry about it. You do it for us.
Okay.
So let's go and look at our controller, at our contact controller. And here we can get rid of line 16 through, let's see how far we can go. Yep, to 36. And in here, we just have to say, after line 15, var contact list. Oh, actually, before we do that, go ahead and get rid of this line for a moment. We need to inject the contact repository, right? So on after or before line 12, we'll do a private read-only iContact repository. And let's bring in that namespace. And we'll call it underscore contact repository. And then go ahead and put a semicolon. And then on line 21, before iLogger, we need to bring in iContact repository as well. And we can just call it lowercase contact repository. And then comma. And then inside of the method, we need to assign it. So you can do it before the logger.
And we need to assign it.
Yeah, underscore contact. Yep. equals contact. The lowercase contact repository. Cool. Okay, now we can go back to add a new line after 17. And in here, we can say var contact list. Vart.
Oops, I varted.
I varted. Contact list is equal to underscore repository dot get contact list. Open close parenthesis. Cool. Let's compile this, see if it works.
All right.
Let's yeah, see if it.
Loading.
Loading. Uh-oh. What happened here? The connection string property has not been initialized. Ooh. All right, contact data. Let's go ahead and stop this and let's make sure we have it. Constring. Let's go down to the constructor in this method. Yeah. Contact data string constring. So it's been assigned. Oh, I know why. Inside of app settings, we need to put the connection string.
Oh.
App settings.json, JSON.
Wait, where?
App settings.
Where am I at?
Yeah, right there.
There we go.
Yeah. So in here, let's go look at the app settings in the other one. So we can see what we're supposed to put. Oh, wait a second. Can you expand app settings? Can you expand it? Actually, the little down arrow, the little side arrow. Let's go look at that development one. Ah, here it is. It's right here. So we have a significant. Oh, okay. Actually, let's just copy lines 2, 3, and 4. Copy that. And we're going to put it inside the app settings.development. So expand. Yep. Click it in there. Yeah, hit yes. And let's paste that on line number 2.
All right.
And let's get rid of that blank line. And yeah, we'll need to change that catalog to Guntax DB, is it? Or Guntax data? What do we call that?
We called it Guntax DB.
Guntac DB.
Oh, Guntac. Okay.
That should work. All right, let's save this and let's run it. See what we get.
Hey.
Drum roll, please.
Let's do it.
It's taking a little while.
Oh, computers picking up speed.
Oh, whoa. Is this the data from the database?
Yeah, it is.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
This just worked. Holy smokes. That's pretty cool. Jonathan, I think we should stop while we're ahead.
This is a good spot.
Actually, we need to do one more thing.
Okay.
That was a shocker that it actually worked. Okay, let's go to the controller, to the contact controller. And let's compare this controller to the other controller in Visual Studio. Yeah, like history controller. what do we have? We have the try and the catch. So we need to implement that same thing. So yeah, if you open up, you can open up 65. Yeah, we just need that try and catch.
Okay.
So let's go. I'll show you a trick. Let's go back to the other one. Highlight lines 18 and 19. Right click on it. And let's go to snippet, like midway down. Yeah. And let's go surround with, and then type in try and press enter. Hey.
No.
Let's go ahead and press enter on line 28. Nice. Okay. And let's go see what we need to do inside the catch.
Exception, return status code 500. So we don't need the throw. Oops.
Status code. Yep. So yeah, it's actually going to be E, and we just need to put an E after exception on line 24. And you can get rid of system dot and then just bring in a namespace. Cool. And get rid of line 23. All right. Let's run it again. This is exciting. Can't believe it actually worked.
We're getting good at this now.
We are. Wow. So click on create. That's a placeholder. Go back to list. Very nice. I like it.
This is it.
And there's Cora in the background. I think this is a great place to stop. Jonathan, what do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, we were able to get the API to work, and everything's working like a freaking charm at this point. Or we can just go and click on something and bring up the list, and it actually comes up. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's go and commit all these changes. So if you go to Git changes, and let's just put a comment in there, just say working contact list, and commit and push. Use a drop down. Yep. Nice. That pushes everything. Yeah, you're good. And then let's also, for the kids, let's commit all your changes for the significant events, since all that's working as well. Let's go ahead and go to, so you're going to go, see it down at the bottom, it says Git changes. Yeah. And let's put working API CRUD for events. Then commit and push. Oh, let's see. You only have one. Let's click on the plus sign where it says changes 14. Click on that little plus sign. Yeah, now we can go ahead and commit and push. There we go. Very cool. So all the changes are there for the kids, and they can go and grab those changes and create their own branch and continue on with that. So,
cool.
Very cool. We got everything. Everything's working the way it's supposed to, and our little contact app is making quite a bit of progress.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. All right. I think this is a good place to stop. I think until next time.
Peace out.
Peace out.